Do 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 do. It's the eye of the tiger and the thrill of the fight, heading up to the shine of our rival. Me 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 me. Na 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 na. What's the best mode of transport? Tier list? Tier list modes of transport. Okay, what can we do with that? Let's see. Cars, let's say automobiles. Automobiles. Four-wheeled vehicles. I'm gonna give them A tier. They're A tier. Cars are A tier. Okay, think about cars. They're just like the classic, man. Like they're what you just take everywhere. Okay. Pretty much everywhere you go. Cars are just like the most common. It's just the best, most simple way, most comfortable way to do short to medium distances. Relatively inexpensive. Well, not right now, but most of the time. Give cars A tier. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Motorcycles S tier, obviously. Same thing as a car, just better. You know how it is. Let's see. Bicycle. What can we give a bicycle? This is strictly for modes of transport, not really talking about like exercise or anything. Bicycle, I'm gonna say, is like a C tier, man. Like, riding a bicycle for transportation is just not fun. Just because, from my experience, you've had to, you know, you have to pedal yourself manually. This is just the manual bicycle. We're not talking like any of the new e-bikes or anything. Just a regular old bicycle. C tier, yeah. It's kind of annoying just to have to do a little bit of exercise if you want to travel somewhere, you know. And you can't get very far on it without being like, you know, being like an extreme athlete. So do that. Let's see. Walking. Good for short distances, you know, like going to the bar, I guess. Excuse me. Really only good for going to the bar, huh? No. Walking is fun to do, but it's not really the best. It's not really a good mode of transport. It is though. It is a classic though. It is a classic though. It's classic. I mean, it's our very first ancestral form of transportation. We're bipedal, so it's not very efficient for us using our two legs. Let's see, walking and running are about the same thing. If you run for transportation, well, I don't know what to tell you. That's kind of weird. Unless you're running to like get away from someone or a hazard or something. But if you run for your daily commute, I don't know about that. I guess some people do, you know, like David Goggins, you know, he said he would run to work for a while. Probably good, you know, good on you if you do. Good on you. You know, round of applause if you run for transportation, because you are a beast. You're a beast. Different animal. Your blood's made of something different. But no, I'm gonna have to give walking / running a D tier, because that's just while it is a classic, it is just kind of the slowest form, least efficient. You know, a bicycle, you might as well use a bicycle if you're gonna have to, you know, go something non-machine oriented. right? Can't really beat that. It's pretty simple explanation in my opinion. But nah, let's see what else we got. Let's see, we got subway. Subway, this really only applies to the big cities. Okay. We're not gonna do public transportation as a whole because in the bigger cities they have multiple forms of public transportation, right? So we're gonna say just a subway to start. I'm gonna give that. Let's see. So subway's pretty dang fast. It's good for traveling long distances. Even almost better than a car in some instances if it's close to your location, because usually it's paired with walking, a little bit of walking or biking or something. But it's fast. Covers a large area too. I'm gonna have to give it a B tier. Subway's pretty dang good. I've only really ever been in the one in Chicago. But it's subway systems are good. Let's see. So another mode of public transport would be buses. All right, city buses and stuff. Let's see. It can't be above a subway. I mean, it's good for more precise locations than a subway. Let's be honest there. If you know, it gets you closer into a neighborhood or something, you know. So it's better than a subway in that sense. But it's not as fast as a subway. Actually, you know what? I think it kind of is, honestly, if you think about it. I mean, because buses usually, if they're nah, we're talking just in-city buses within the city, yeah, because we're not talking like the, Greyhounds or those like charter buses that take the highway, take long routes, because those won't stop in a specific neighborhood normally. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. We'll give buses a. Oh jeez! Oh my gosh! That bump gets me. Holy cow! Just racked myself. We'll give buses a C tier. Because subway was B, I think cars were A. Yeah, we'll give buses a C tier. Because they're only really good in specific situations. Maybe in college they're really nice, like these campus buses. Oh, dude, I gotta pull over. That. Oh my gosh. I'll continue this conversation in a second. I gotta pull over. That hurt so bad. I just literally racked myself so bad. That's why you ride with two hands on the handlebars, I guess. Gosh. Anyways, continuing on. Buses C tier. Okay. So let's see, we got the train. So like Amtrak, like big charter, like trains, railroads, not the subway. So trains, not the subway. These are, this is another classic, because if you think about it, this was the first like real motorized, industrialized form of transportation. Because that's the first one that actually uses like a, like a legitimate engine. So it's a classic, but it's kind of gone out of style nowadays. Not many people use it. Now my parents use the Amtrak. They go to, they'll ride to Chicago on the Amtrak often whenever they go to Chicago. But that's honestly just because it's kind of leisure. You don't really have to drive. You just sit there. And it's cheap. Man, I don't know. Because trains are good, but again, it's like the subway. Where it's not going to be able to pinpoint your location very well. You're not going to get a very accurate pinpoint location, but it is good again for those like long distance cheap travel trips, I gotta give it like a D tier still though. It's like mid C. It's like C to D tier, I would say. because it's good in some scenarios, but it's like just too old and out of style, and it's not really practical nowadays when you have airplane and boat. So plane, it's got to be an S tier, doesn't it? Plane has to be an S tier. It's the most advanced nowadays. I mean, there are downsides to riding on plane, but it is the most like practical form of long distance travel. Yeah, it's got to be S tier. I mean, cars are A tier, but they're like, that's like you know, it's a little bit different because cars are for shorter distances. Cars are definitely better than plane, or sorry, planes are definitely better than cars. They trump them because, like, think about like a trip you take to Florida, you got to drive like 16 hours. Planes, that's like a 3-hour flight, man. So planes got to be S tier. Planes definitely got to be S tier for sure. Boat, not really. Like, I mean, it's a good, like, it's good for like shipment and stuff nowadays. It's, you know, with cargo ships and all that. But for transport, I mean, you got ferry ships that like carry your car and stuff. I feel like this kind of has to go in the middle again, like a C tier on boats, because people don't really travel by boat anymore. I mean, you know, you got cruises and stuff, but that's not really, I mean, it's travel, but not like transportation, I guess. Nobody really said, oh, I take my boat to work in the morning, you know, like, I mean, people take planes to business, you know, business oriented stuff. You can't, like, nobody, if they're going overseas, they're going to take a boat anymore nowadays. Nah, yeah, boat's got to be down there a little bit, C tier, I would say. I can't really remember all the ones because I'm not doing this on a computer actively in front of me. I can't really remember where I got everything, but I think I got to have boats a C tier, yeah. They're neat, but it might even be a D tier, honestly, think about it. For modes of transport, yeah, it might be D tier. Yeah. What else is there? I think I covered mostly everything. I mean, you could say like scooters, like electric scooters, electric bikes, those kind of things nowadays. I'd just put them a little bit above bikes, so maybe a C tier. Just because you take out that exercise aspect of them. You don't have to like get all sweaty, go to your destination, whatnot. I guess we could put a rocket ship in there. No, I'm playing. Nobody uses that for transportation. Maybe in the future, Elon, my boy Elon, be able to travel from New York to Hong Kong in like a half hour. That'd be sick, dude. That or teleportation would be the coolest. Those would trump the list. But yeah, man, this was just a dumb little video idea I thought of right after my tennis match. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys.